Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with Darth Mod. Last time around we defeated the French at Newfoundland, and now we're gonna defeat them at their capital, Paris. And without further ado, let's go ahead and attack. Although first, I'm gonna go ahead and auto-save, and then we're going to attack. I have some new troops with me in this army. The Royal Grenadiers and the British Fusiliers, which are two new units I've got. And then we also have the Royal Grenadier Guards, which is a new unit. And I wasn't able to get any of the new cannons. I actually think I have a bit too few cannons, so we're gonna have to climb the walls, unfortunately. But yeah, that's what we're gonna have to do. I just have been able to recruit the newest form of the howitzer, which is the 32-pounder howitzer, which is almost 3 times as powerful as the first one, which is a 12-pounder. Anyways, let's go ahead and see how I set up the army, and then off we go. And so, here we are with the army deployment. We're looking at the general and what is the flank. So behind the general we've got the new Royal Grenadier, which actually have pistols, I imagine, because of the range. Which is going to be pretty cool. So I imagine they all fire pistols as they get close. We got the general right here. In front of the general we've got the Royal Welsh Fusiliers. And I do believe we've seen these guys before. Then in front of them, we've got just a normal line infantry. And to the side here, we got the 33rd Regiment of Foot, which also we have seen before. Then over here is where we have got the Royal British Grenadier Guards, which is a new unit that we haven't seen before. Let's see about where the officer is. So these guys they all look very like sad, or like slightly annoyed, angry, like I haven't got my tea yet, and so on. And then we have the British Fusiliers. These guys are kneeling down, so maybe it's not as good looking at them. They look very much like the other unit. There's not a lot of difference. This one is more colorful, and let's see if we can find these guys again. And one of the differences is that these guys have, I think, a shorter jacket, maybe, or a shorter coat than these guys. And these guys also have it open with the vest clearly showing. And then over on the far right we've got the Scots behind cover. Now I've put everyone behind cover, so we've dug in, which I probably should have done in other matches as well, because, well, cannon fire is going to come down from the walls. Anyways, we're going to try to break the walls right here. Now the problem is, of course, that we're going to have to try to break an entry here, to try to get into the fort, which is gonna be quite difficult because this has a tendency to lag out like hell, trying to climb the walls and such. And we've got a lot of mortars inside, which is definitely gonna cause a lot of trouble for our units. I'm not entirely sure. The mortars are firing over here. Only lost 7 people though so far, so it looks like they might just have fired a single shot from the mortars. Now they're properly firing. So I think we're gonna have to advance the main line. Thing is, you can't with a big wall like this, you can't really. It's not actually doing that much. Well, yeah, in the long run, it's gonna do a lot of damage. Thing is, we would really want a opening in the wall, but that's going to take a while. It's a problem with sieges, especially since I haven't brought enough guns. And then trying to attack this, but I'm hoping that my men are a lot better than the enemies. And I'll just cut away the most like difficult parts. Anyways, we're gonna start off by moving these guys forwards, followed by the Royal Fusiliers, and in turn followed by the 33rd. Maybe get a bit closer there. And so the regiments are advancing. And we can see about possibly taking some of the heat off the main line. It seems to, it might be covering these guys quite good, these walls that I've put up, because normally the mortars really do like devastating amounts of damage. Oh, these guys can actually form, can put down stakes. That's kind of OP. And they can form square as well. We have to set the Grenadiers on toggle guard mode. Let's see, how long is 19% on the wall. We're doing a fair amount of damage on it though. And we're killing quite a few men up on the wall as well. Oh, here we see a lot of damage. The mortars have... Is it the mortar that's firing over here? That they're firing on the units now have come closer? Is the normal line of foot though that is getting hit? The French have a lot less men here, but it's still gonna be quite troublesome. So we got 4 units. What I want to do is I want to get these 2 on this side, these 2 on this side. I don't think there's any idea climbing up to that corner, because that we're just gonna get killed there. So what these guys are gonna do is actually turn to come up on that side. Royal Welsh Fusiliers are Grenadier type unit. Well, I think they're pretty good at melee, so they're gonna go there. 33rd, I'm not entirely sure, but the 33rd isn't actually that good. But the 33rd, I believe the units are quite large. 300. No, it's not that much different. It looked as though there were a lot more of them. But the 33rd there will stand and fire at the wall for a bit. And we'll see what happens as we go along. So we've moved all of this flank up. And let's see, the French might be sending over men to deal with us over here. A lot of this is just citizenry. Armed citizenry or different kind of militia units that they've brought in to defend here. Not the best idea marching up like this when the cannons can just rip through the lines like that, but that's what we're doing. I'm gonna wait with the main attack until we possibly have a breach in the wall, because that's going to be nice. So we can actually possibly tie some men up by standing firing against the wall, and then possibly, you know, having the Royal British Grenadier Guards charging in. But we're going to see how this goes as we climb these parts of the wall. Are the 33rd within range? Maybe they need to come a bit closer to be able to deliver good fire upon the wall. So they're sending forth men now. to prepare climbing up. There's no one really on this side here. They haven't sent anyone out here, but the AI usually doesn't do that, so that's just as well. Thing is though, look at how high these defensive walls are. Unless the enemy actually, you know, it's really hard to shoot anything unless we can shoot through these holes, or if the enemy actually goes up and stands on the walls there. Otherwise, we're not really hitting anything. Okay, they're sending out men to see about securing this part as we are sending our men up. Not entirely sure where these guys are going. Is this supposed to go here? It seems to be very difficult just to find a good spot for them. Okay, the guys they've managed to climb up over here, but there's a lot of Frenchies over here. First garrison unit, and they're just pushing in tons of men now. This unit, however, has managed to get up quite a lot of its troops unopposed. And I think the easier target here is to deal with the armed citizenry that's moving in than to, say, stand and fight here. The general is just, or the general, the captain or the colonel of the regiment is just standing there watching. A lot of the French troops have been drawn off this side at this point. And we are at about 50% of... I mean, at this point there's no one here controlling this wall. So the 33rd could climb up without losing a lot of men. The thing is though, we're about to break the wall over here. But maybe that's just good, because then they'll sort of be covered from this side. So the 4th regiment, I'm not entirely sure what to call it, because there's a 4th regiment of foot, 33rd foot. So climb the walls. We want to get as many guys up here before we try to possibly advance through there. Maybe even if I can get like these guys to make it would be nice. There we go. This one. Let's see if I can actually make a line there. Now we're actually making a line, or maybe like so. Yeah. If I make the lines like this, we could possibly stand there and fire down on the Frenchies. Okay, so the French are moved out of the fort. Let's deploy the cavalry. Coming in from either side. And then I'll move them up and fire the pistols at close range on the Frenchmen. Over on this side, this unit, it doesn't look very well for them. This unit, I think, has entirely been able to climb up. And let's tell them to fully engage with this unit. And then we might mobilize the Welsh Fusiliers to come in closer. So we got the Royal Cuirassiers moving up. We're going to set them over there, and then we're going to open fire with the pistols. The other one's going to come through there and open up with the pistols. If we can, maybe we can break through. They got the door open, so the cavalry could possibly push through. Okay, we don't want the 33rd to go this far, because this part of the wall is obviously going to fall apart. So it would be nice if the 33rd could come back a bit before this part of the wall gets destroyed. It's 71%, so it's pretty darn close. Would be nice if I could get these guys to stand up here and actually fire. Is this one... When these guys all get in line, we're waiting for... Oh, it's one guy is going to ruin the entire thing, so this line won't be able to open fire and help these guys out. Okay. Open fire with your pistols or whatever you have. I want you to fire, damn you. Well, I don't think these guys stand any chance anyways against heavy cuirassier. Where's the other one coming in? Here it comes. I think he can ride up closer there. And fire. Would be nice. Oh, he actually got up. I don't know how long we should stay here because this one is at 20% damage, so at some point it might just completely crash. Ah, now they're gonna be able to fire. Good. And I think we could send this unit off. The thing though is this unit would really have to move a bit. Come on, get in line so you can actually open fire. There we go. Nice. They're able to fire into this mess onto the French troops. That's very good. The Cuirassiers haven't lost a single man, and I think they've killed quite a few enemies. I'm not entirely sure if these guys are able to fire. I want to see them fire though. I imagine that they have pistols, but I'm not entirely sure. Oh, they're about to fire, I think. Yeah, here we go. Oh, they all fired upwards. They fired up towards this position. The guys on the bridge. These guys are just pushing so much fun. Yeah, it's a massacre of the French troops over here. Although I think we're massacring, killing quite a few of our own there as well. Wait, there's French troops coming up behind, climbing up and attacking the unit from behind. Same with over here. Our men are climbing up on this side. The French are climbing down on that side. It would be nice if we could have this wall break at this point, because we got lots of French troops there, and the 33rd probably needs the help. On this side, it looks like... No, we're actually doing pretty okay. The regiments... well, one regiment has lost. The first one that climbed up here, I think in the middle, that one has given way. But this one's still holding. And this one has made quite the headway against these guys. The armed citizenry. Although there is a unit coming in to reinforce them, which is unfortunate. Come on, once this breaks, maybe we should mobilize these guys because the wall is about to break. Forward the troops. And then the Royal Grenadiers. The Royal Grenadiers are the ones that are going to go in, so they should go in front. And on this side, the Scots are going to go front. So we've got lots of troops now marching up here. Not very smooth frames though, because there's so many men. 95%. This unit has at this point lost 4 men. I think they're probably quite OP. Okay, so one of the units up here seems to have broken because, well, the French are climbing up behind. Yeah, this one's going away, but this one's fighting stronger. You can see so many more Frenchmen dead here than there are Brits. Oh, they're firing flames on the Cuirassier. Quite devastating. Can I get in through the gate with these guys? because the gate is open. We'll see about if they're able to. These guys seem to be able to break the French over here. The wall is just about to break here. Any second now. And we'll be able to march in through that opening. And the thing is, the French control completely this point. So the cannons will continue by firing on this, maybe. To see if we can break that. But now there's an opening, and there's no real unit there to protect it against the Grenadiers which are coming through. Right, the Grenadier were unable to get in while the door was open, so they'll just stick with the other unit, and they can cut down a load of enemies. The Royal Welsh Fusiliers firing. Probably not actually doing that much in terms of actual damage on the enemy. So I think we'll have this one. Make sure that we take this, climb up through there. And then you can climb up there. And then you will climb up there to aid this one. Let's see, have the Grenadier done. Let's see if we can pull them back a bit. And then have them fire their pistols at the enemy. We've got one of the 33rd has given way. And is running away. But the other two units are fighting, although this one's about to go as well. The Welsh Fusiliers are advancing and will soon be able to take on the wall. There's a bit of French guys standing outside as well. This unit's actually breaking, so this unit of 118 men will actually have done their job and defeated the French unit. If you would follow my orders, that would be nice. The Royal Grenadiers are on their way. But the Frenchmen have actually put some men to protect the opening at this point. And what we will do is we'll have to shoot them down. Okay, what we'll do is we'll do this one like that, two like so, and you right there, two in the back there. Scottish there's nothing protecting against them, but I don't want to put too many men on the wall because it's already kind of laggy. Get these guys up, right, ready pretty darn soon because the enemy is marching out. These guys are going to take heavy amount of damage because they're standing in such tight formations. Fire! Nice though that they're firing by rank. This unit is taking heavy amounts of casualties because, well, they're not even ready to fire at this point. Open fire on the Frenchies. Go on then. Nice. Can this one get some more volleys into there? There we go. We'll be able to break the enemy in no time. Let's see if we can get this one to fall back a bit. And so it can fire while the Welsh Fusiliers are fighting. And it's got nice clear opening there, so it can shoot right into this without hurting the Fusiliers. It looked first like cavalry, but it was arms that really turned up. Blasted fools. Oh, destroying my nice cavalry. I do not like this. The cavalry can actually be part of breaking through here. Can we reform these two lines because they look horrible? Let's get these guys up behind this unit. And then see about charging in through here. Okay, most of our units have now been defeated all around. Welsh Fusiliers coming up against heavy resistance, trying to hold on everywhere, but it's not going very well. The Grenadier, though, has been quite successful in shooting down the unit guarding. Charge forth and open a way for the Grenadiers. The enemy won't stand a chance, as the heavy cavalry strikes the enemy. I'm sending forth more men, though. God damn it. What's my cannons doing? Hold fire at this point. Most of our units are getting defeated and are climbing the walls. Maybe it's time for the Scotsmen to climb here. You know what? We only need one really to climb here. The rest could possibly charge in through the gate once that one unit that climbs gets through. Let's see how the Quasi are doing. Probably quite well against all these enemies. Thing though is, let's get our lines ready. And then maybe we can pull these guys back, dragging the enemy with us. And in so doing, they'll come out and meet the fire of the Grenadiers. It's going very laggy at this point. There's some units that are... The Welsh Fusiliers are fighting, they're going for... they've really done a good fight here, but they're gonna be forced to retreat. Same with this one, I imagine. Seems like the French units really fight to the very end. Even the armed citizenry. It would have probably been quite nice to wait to invade France when we had when we would have had howitzers on our side. A lot of French are actually coming out, and we are defeating them. This one is shattered. This one is shattered as well. So we shattered the two units that follow the cavalry out. Let's see if we can get the cavalry in there again. And this time break it for real. Get the... see if we can get the Scottish troops to come out and claim, going across there and claim the gate, and so the other three regiments can come through. One of which will stand like this, one of which will take the house, and one of which will come around and deal with the howitzers. cavalry is pushing through. These guys form square. Thing is, I want to make sure that we've got quite a nice opening around here so we can properly get the men through without completely losing it. Come on, why is this part of the wall not mine yet? Yeah, the cavalry have successfully, I would say, taken this position. So the Grenadiers can march through. We can move these to reserve once up. Why is the gate not mine? Where is the gate mine? It's still controlled by the enemy, so I'm not entirely sure why that is. Because we should quite clearly have control of it. Because there's no one here. Oh, damn it! Because the shots hit here, all the smoke or that whatever it is that deals all that damage went through and absolutely massacred the Scots that were standing there. Similar to what I did with the Indian units and Native American units. You know what, cavalry? Try to break through and get those bloody howitzers, because I'm well tired of them at this point. Yes, now it is ours. And the Scots are firing down upon this unit. So we're gonna get these 4 Fusilier units to come through instead. Come on, Grenadiers, just charge through. Just push your way right through all of this. I want the cavalry to go over here. There's only 6 men holding this. Quite a few of these units are quite broken down. The one with the least men, the 138, should go in here. 170 will come across like that. This one will back them up because I imagine the enemy will charge this area. And then this unit will go like that. Cavalry, have you actually done what I told you to? Oh, they rode around? That's an interesting strategy. But now we actually got the cavalry going where I want them to, and we will not face any problems from them over there. Fire on that square. Nice. Rear rank. And then get the last rank. Nice. And we're securing the armory. These guys getting utterly defeated by the Highlanders on top of this. Enemy general was killed. These guys though are still fighting. I believe the enemy general was somewhere among the howitzers. Fight on, men! Oh, this line will be able to fire, will it? Oh, they all broke. They all broke. I think we're winning this now. And now the Fusiliers are marching in. I think the victory is within reach. There we go. We have won. Heroic victory. The Battle of Paris is over. We got an heroic victory, which I didn't think we were gonna get, given the amount of men I lost. But the thing is, which I noticed, is that when the howitzers shoot those flame attacks, whatever they are, it doesn't actually count as men killed. It just counts as men lost. So it doesn't actually count as kills when they use those. And that's why you can see the disparity here between what the enemy killed and what I lost, because I don't think that I team killed about 2,000 of my own men. I don't think that's the case. We lost half the army taking Paris though, but it still counts as nation destroyed. It still counts as an heroic victory. France has lost. It doesn't look like French troops though, or maybe they are so blooded. I guess that's our men in the attack on France. The question is if we will be able to hold on to it, which we're not entirely sure of. We're gonna have to repair all these buildings to see if we can actually hold on to this, and then I'm gonna tear down the classical university. And do we have a church here? Did they have a church? But yeah, you know what? It doesn't provide happiness for Catholic population. But we're not gonna be Catholic, are we? What I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna set this area up a bit, but then I'm probably gonna release the French back to being French, because I don't feel the way I sort of want to play this is I don't think we would be able to hold on to France, and so we would release it back, but with sort of a puppeted government-ish, and I think it just looks wrong if England holds France, and for most part I just want to. What I really would want is sort of. It's a shame you can't once you take the last place that you can sort of do as in Napoleon Total War and create it as a vassal, because that's really what I wanted to do, and then possibly have, you know, loads and loads of states in Europe as my vassals. I really would like all this, like small states like the Rhineland and the Württembergers and the Hanovers and so on be small nations, a lot of small nations all over Europe, and so that Europe wouldn't be able to, or mainland Europe, the continental Europe, that they wouldn't be able to join together, because that's of course the worst that can happen to us, the Brits. Allies broken with Russia and Poland, Lithuania. I thought Poland, Lithuania was destroyed. Workers on strike in France. I thought they were destroyed, but I guess they've come back. One thing that's a bit worrisome here is the amount of territory which now Sweden control. They control a vast amount of territory in Russia, which we're gonna have to keep an eye on. We're gonna build one of our own churches here. French are probably gonna get mad as hell instead. And since we have the area under control, what I really want to do is I want to make sure that the French will not be as much of a threat to me once I release them. So we want to tear down this one so they cannot produce proper ships to fight us, and then we want to do not so much anything else really, but we might keep France as a springboard for our attack till we can attack the what's it called, the we got a lot of Swiss units. It looks kind of strange though with Swiss pikemen and stuff like that. We can actually get... No, it's 12 pounders. I thought maybe it's going to be a higher poundage on them. Lifeguard has been recruited, more Royal Highlanders, and second-rate ship of the line. English Channel, very good. Fleet has arrived. Oh yeah, we're back here with that ship that tried to follow that French boat, but he got lost on the way, so we want to just make sure that we got sort of an idea if any of these routes open up for us to claim. Then a lot of stuff was built, and a new port emerges. Very good, because I think. Wait, does this one have? I think this. Does this give? No, it's just an empire then. That this. No, not empire. I mean Napoleon, which this gives. You know, if you have a wood cutting or a lumbering station, a lumber mill, you can build cheaper ships. The thing is, I want a naval port somewhere, but the thing is, since we sort of have planned that we're gonna have the American Revolution, I don't want to give the Americans like a huge shipyard. So maybe it's better just to have a trading port here. We have a fishery over there. But otherwise that could be nice because we got quite a big fort here. But maybe we should build a bigger fort somewhere else. Yes. Oh yes, we would pick up this one and send him to Europe.
You can move your
Can we build
by right
ships
clicking
here?
on any part of the hull.
We can build a small... He can travel to Europe on a small
But no
sloop.
further in one turn.
And then the army of Newfoundland will... well, first of all, it will have to recover. And we need to rebuild this. And we need to upgrade this. And we need to build a new church here. Maybe we don't need to. How fast will this guy turn this place around? Pretty fast. We might want to build a church school anyways. And then we want to prepare to go and deal with the Indians out here. Because we're still at war with these guys. Thing is, I might stop off to take these guys on because, well, they're 100% Protestant at this point. And yeah, it might be good to take them on to make sure that we control as much as possible of North America. Back to India, we recruited some extra men. Let's see, 4 I think it was, that should go to each army. Maybe we actually should send the veterans of this one up there. So we sort of got quite nice armies if we were going to be at war with the Mughal Empire. Got my spy here. Thing is though, we trade with the Mughal Empire, so we sort of know where their armies are already because we get the trade. We see what happens along the trade route. Thing is, what we might want to see is what they've got maybe in those places where you can't see. Those places, far off places.
How may I be of service?
And I was thinking about buying this, as I've said before, from Sweden to control that area. Anyways, though, I think looking at the time here, we're gonna end it right here. And then once I jump back into this, we should be ready to strike at our enemies, which at the current state... Oh, it's only the Indians at this point. But I will relocate the armies, probably get a new army here in Europe to deal with the Portuguese. We can have 2 armies. And how's it going here? The Portuguese seem to have been pushed back. They got 2 wounded units here. They've got wounded units here in the port. So the Austrians seem to be pushing them back. Want to see about dealing with this. Oh, Bavaria is back. I did not see the Bavaria was back. Austria, we can now trade with you again. I didn't even know the trade was broken with them. Flying shuttle. Their offer. No, this has nothing to do with trade, you blumbering buffoon. Well, I ask for trade and then you give me something completely different, and nothing of which I want any part of. Italian states, we can trade with them, but they're not very happy with us. So I imagine trade agreement, yeah, you know what, why not?
opened between the ports of your home region and those of your trading partner.
Let's see, where do we get that trade? Over
As
there.
your enemies will
But
attempt
right
to
now
raid
it's
it,
blocked by a
potentially
Turkish
ruining your
navy.
economy.
The Ottomans are at war with the Pope. If I were Catholic, I would be very worried about that, but Britain is not Catholic, so we're not that worried. But we are a bit worried about just the general size of the Ottoman Empire. They're one of the biggest empires here. And I have some ideas. We want to invade Egypt, because that's part of the requirement to win the campaign. But I also want to invade Greece and make the Greek state come alive. It's very good to have a lot of small states, because then I can trade with them and I can make a lot of money from that trade. So ultimately, Britain really wants a load of states in Europe that we can trade with and gain lots of money. Because I think it doesn't really matter how big the country that we're trading with is. It's just, I think it's all the same along the lines of it's just the difference is, I think, how long we've been trading with them, which I think is the big difference. Because if you look at this, so Persia, we're selling 3,850 goods to them. There's about 100 and 200 difference in the amount of goods, but you can see there's about 3,000. So it doesn't seem to be that much of a difference in United Provinces. There's a few states that we are unable to trade with because of we're gonna have to deal with those bloody pirates. I think those, yeah, the Barbary Pirates. The new navy, the new big navy, with the new improved ships. They will blow the Barbary states to hell, because they've only got these crappy galleys. They've only got 24 men crew, and the big one has 128 compared with our biggest ship, which has 250 men almost. No, actually almost 300, because this one is one of the largest. Vanguard, it's almost got 300 men crew. So you can imagine that coming up against those small ships. This will be an utter slaughter when we get those. But we have to get them because they're really fucking up my trade. And Britain cannot stand and watch while such is happening to us. Look at the population we have. Well, let's see, that's 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 10 million, 100 million people is currently under the protection of Caroline the First. But we're gonna get a lot more because we are the British Empire. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this episode, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!